So hi, one of the Good Nights podcast here with Velvet Skyline. We're gonna ask them some questions today. I'm gonna start. So what inspired you guys to start the band, and what does the band name mean?
So you asked when we started, right?
Yeah, like how it
Okay.
started.
Yeah, so it started with me and Hunter and some other people back, in 2016, 2017. Um 2017, yeah. Um we and then Nate joined the band, and that's when I feel like, you know, Model Citizens, our old band, or our old band name, um really came together. And then Velvet Skyline really came together when Chris joined the band in 2019,
Yeah, that
2020.
sounds right. 2019 sounds right.
Yeah, 2019. I don't know dates.
That's fine. And then the name.
Oh,
Mhm.
the name Hunter, you can take that one.
I don't know. We were kind of in a rush for it because, like Taylor said, we were known as Model Citizens before, and we were about to release our first four-song EP, but there was another band with the same name, so we needed to come up with something quick. We had was it like 3 or 4 days?
Yeah.
And
We
that
released
band,
it.
that band was from Lithuania.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of just came from. I took inspiration from like a lot of our favorite 90s bands, particularly like Nirvana. I had read an interview that Kurt picked the name because it meant freedom from pain. And to him, that's what music was. So I wanted to get something with that similar feel and meaning.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair. I was gonna ask what made you change your name, but you guys already answered that, so thanks for that. So congrats on your newest release, What We Have in Common. How do you felt the response to it so far? Of course, yeah.
The response has been really nice. Everybody has been super supportive, especially people from like our hometown, and where we are now. I mean, it's been pretty positive so far, which has been awesome. My anxious self was like, "Oh God, what if people hate it?" But yeah, no, it's been great. Speaking for myself.
Oh yeah, no, it's for me, it's definitely surreal. Like especially when you have like random friends and they're telling you like, oh, I have this song stuck in my head, and they have the like lyrics memorized. It's surreal that you actually know the song of ours.
You know my song. Okay.
That's awesome.
That's super sick.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So is there any meaning behind the album name or the cover art?
Yes, it wasn't originally planned. Like the songs on the album, they weren't, I guess, originally planned to be all in the same spectrum of theme,
Mhm.
but like all the songs in there had to deal with falling in love, falling out of love, like all the classic stuff, that happens with us as humans. We're like, well, what can the album be called? And it's like, well, we're thinking like, oh, they all have something to do with what we all deal with. So we wanted it to be relatable, so that's why it was just called What We Have in Common, as in like what we all have in common.
Oh, that's so cool.
Okay.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And the cover. Is there any meaning behind that?
The cover came from, I think I was like scrolling through Instagram one day, and it just so happened that like two pictures like came up exactly in a row. The first one was this couple in like a 1940s photo booth, and then the one after that was a painting with like a similar style with that blur. And I thought, oh, it would be cool, a interesting way to represent that kind of story of relationships by having that blur that what we have in common be like that. And then Chris's friend is the one who was able to make the painting for us.
That's really cool. That's
Yeah.
sick. Yeah. I like that a lot. Can you guys tell me a little bit about your writing process for this album?
Yeah, so the writing process has been pretty collaborative. There was a handful of songs on the album that Hunter and Nate wrote before they moved up to Denton to, get the band all together, of course, and stuff. But it's a pretty collaborative process. Usually Nate or Hunter will write a guitar part, or Hunter will have some lyrics, or even sometimes will, like with Drown, that was our most collaborative song on the album. And that one we just kind of started, ad-libbing and or not ad-libbing, y'all know what I'm talking about. Yes, improving.
Okay.
We were improvising, and then like it just came together, and we were like, "Oh shit, this is cool." Are we allowed to cuss on here? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good.
But yeah, so that's pretty much how it goes. I mean, we all just get to put in our input, and it's really nice.
Yeah. You mentioned Drown. I actually have a question about it, if you don't mind me asking.
Yeah.
The intro makes it sound like it would be like a metal or just like a really hard song, and then it just continues with the sound that you have going throughout the album. What made you like not do like just a complete like 180 and just switch it with just like a hard metal song? Because you had the opportunity to, and it would have been so sick. Not saying that the song was bad, how it was, but just like, yeah. You were saying, Chris?
Yeah, it started off for me and Nate mostly like about a fear for drowning. So we wanted it to have like that water feel to it, and it was gonna literally be about drowning. And then Taylor and Hunter stepped in. They're like, well, let's make it metaphorical. And so especially through the lyric process, it was very it's definitely like the epitome of the album. I think like the whole album is about coming into yourself, and it's a coming of age. But I think Drown really represents the whole album, because it starts off right after Until I Met You, which is one of the first songs that they wrote when they first formed. And then Drown comes on, and it's so stark and it's so different from what they from what they were writing like 3-4 years ago, and also what we're writing now. And then it's also like a representation of like leaving. It's okay to like leave things. It's okay to pursue other ideas. It's okay to pursue other things. And whenever we play it live, we do actually have like a breakdown. So it's
oh my god, sorry.
It could have definitely blossomed into a metal song, but I don't think we're really that kind of band, at least not right now. Maybe we'll change.
That's
we are like trying to go heavier with our sound, like with this next album and like other stuff that we're working on. But I think it's that more rests on what my vocals can handle.
Yeah, that's fair.
But hey, we're getting there. I practice a lot in my car, so
okay, perfect spot to practice.
Right? Then no one can hear you, or if they do, they just seem very concerned.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, are they doing okay in there? Like, seems like they're losing their mind.
Right.
And if someone catches you, you could just drive.
Yep,
exactly. Easy as that.
Yeah.
I remember for Drown, we couldn't think of an intro. We had everything except for the intro. And we were like, I don't know what we can do, And I had we pretty much pulled an intro from another song that we never did anything with, and that's why it's so like abrupt, and also kind of, I guess, we try to make it like dynamic and like just chill water or like waves crashing over you type thing.
Yeah. It definitely grabs your attention. So it was my favorite off the album. I just wanted to ask why you didn't go all the way. So thank you for answering my question.
Yeah.
So can you tell me where your Headspace is at while you guys were writing the album? Just a little bit, a little taste.
Yeah. Well,
I think it was all over the place, really.
Yeah.
Because some songs are like, oh, I love this person, I'm never gonna, I like until I met you. It's like, oh, I didn't know things could be good until I met you. And then you have like Drown or Lost My Head Again, where it's like, oh, I'm moving on, or oh, today's not a very good mental health day, and it's just I feel like I lost my head again, and I don't know what I'm feeling, or I'm feeling too much. So I think our headspace is all over the place. Definitely, there's a lot of depression in there, I think, depending on whatever song you're listening to, but anxiety for sure, and then love. Like me and my fiance, I relate I relate to a lot of songs about my fiance, and then I relate to a lot of songs where like it's like, oh, I don't want to be in college, or oh, I don't want to work at this job, and then that's okay. It's okay to feel that way, So I think that's what a lot of the tone of the album is. It's okay to feel the way you're feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, piggybacking off that kind of is it, or just to kind of like prove that it was everywhere, is we have 2 songs on the album that when they were written, like I had my ex-partner in mind, and one of those songs is a love song and one of those songs is a breakup song. Yeah, so like we wrote the album within a year or so.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So that we had a lot of time to process a lot of different emotions, so
That's fair.
Yeah.
So while going through the album, what band or artist influences pop out the most to you guys, if any? Could be your own sound.
For me specifically, any of the stuff that I brought to the table was very heavily influenced by Foo Fighters and Incubus and Smashing Pumpkins. Pretty much like those are like the top 3 that kind of got me, and it just intertwined itself in the album.
Okay. That's sick.
Yeah, I don't know, like with vocals and being a female vocalist and stuff like that, like we get compared to a lot of the same people like over and over again, but I don't really know if like vocal influences, like I didn't really have too many, just because I don't know. I don't want this to come off like as weird, but I just haven't found anybody with the sound that I want us to have, So for me, I was more influenced by the guys, and just what they were putting out, and they were putting out awesome shit. And I was like, okay, well, I need to do, that good too. And, it just, I hope it worked out.
It did.
Yeah, for me, like especially for drums, I listen to this band called Clutch a lot. They've been around since like '93, I think. I listen to them, and like Tool, of course. Although there's no polyrhythms or anything, but if you take out, if you listen to just like the drum part, especially for tracing, it sounds like it doesn't really fit with what's going on. And I like doing that, especially with like our almost simplistic sound, even though it's not simplistic, but like it can be when it wants to be.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'd say my biggest influence is probably Citizen. Nick Hamm is my favorite guitar player, hands down. And really just any of those like bands signed to Run for Cover.
All right. Solid. Good choices.
So what song on this album took the longest to write, and which one is your personal favorite? We can go round table on the last one.
The longest that took to write was Monochrome Wasteland. That was like 3 or 4 months from start to finish.
Oh wow.
I remember that because I would make the bass part. It's like, oh, here's the guitar part. Oh, okay, well, let me make my bass part. I finished it, and then the next time we played it, I was like, it doesn't sound right. Like, what happened is, oh, I changed it, and I was like, okay, well, let me go back and change my bass part. And then I had to, like, it was a lot of altering and changing.
We lost Chris.
Yeah, I was gonna say Chris left.
Dipped.
He might have lost power, honestly.
Yeah.
But My favorite is Monochrome and Drown. Those are my two favorites. I'm a Libra, so I cannot pick anything.
Yo, same.
But yeah, those are mine. They're fun songs. I feel like Monochrome also showed like a different side of my voice, which was cool. Also, Chris said he got kicked out.
Welcome back, Chris.
Chris is back. Hello, Chris.
I don't know what happened, man.
You just dipped, but you're back, so it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Drown and Lost My Head Again are probably my favorites.
Yeah.
I would go with Drown and Monochrome too. My favorites.
Solid.
I guess Tracing would be one of my favorites. Tracing, Drown, and Panic Hour. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, cool. I see Drown is like a overall favorite, so taste.
I think that
Good
means
pick.
you guys have to do more heavy songs.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
That'd be sick. That'd be really sick. This one should be like super, super fast. Off the top of your heads, I want you guys to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words.
Okay.
Each of you have to do it.
Emotional.
I can take that.
The words emotional roller coaster are coming to my mind. So we'll throw roller coaster and fun.
Fun. Okay.
Fun emotional roller coaster.
Fun
There we
emotional
go.
roller coaster. That's interesting. That's good. That's good.
I guess I would say dynamic, energetic, and love felt. Is that a word?
It is
Sure.
now.
Yeah, it is now.
Yeah.
Heartfelt. That's nice.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah.
Manic, frenzy, chill.
Ooh, Manic Frenzy Chill. Those are good.
Just coming of age. Yeah.
That's a good one. That's good.
All right.
That
So
sounds like
in
like
that
an
same
act-
train.
Sorry, I was gonna say that sounded like actress. What Hunter said, like the name of an actress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in that same like train of thought, is there a certain feeling you want your listeners to have while going through the album?
I just like I want people to listen to it and like understand they're not alone. Music has been a big part in all of our lives, but speaking like on a personal matter, like I've had plenty of bands throughout my life where I can be like, oh my god, this song saved my life, and like I'm not expecting it to get like that crazy. But I definitely if we could, and like it sounds cheesy, but if like one person can understand what we were going through and be like, oh well, it gets better, then that'd be cool. So yeah.
Just to impact people's lives then.
Yeah, I just want to help out where we can.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
This might sound
else?
kind of.
Okay, there you go. Thank you.
Might sound kind of mean, but I kind of want somebody to cry to Monochrome, just because it's such. I feel like it's such a good cry song, and it's so heavy and it's got a lot of emotion behind it. I feel like, I don't know, if somebody told me, hey, I cried to this song, I feel like, yeah, dude, me too. Like, that's great.
Okay, I'm just making sure
Stop
everybody's done.
making it like English class
Yeah.
where you're sitting here like the teacher making everybody respond to the goddamn question.
Sorry.
I would
So-
just like expect a journey. Like don't just expect to just listen and like chill. Like be prepared for the album to take you on the journey.
That's good.
Now, Hunter,
okay.
you have to respond.
Yeah, everybody else did.
Yeah, I think they about covered it.
Okay, so where do you guys see the band in the next 5 years, and are you working on anything new that you can tell us about?
Bill Beans.
I would say I hope we can still make music together in 5 years. that's my plan. As simple as that. Just keep doing what we're doing now in 5 years.
That'd be
What was the other question?
Are you working on any new projects?
Oh, yes. We whenever we recorded this album, we started recording in March. So like right when the pandemic just like took over.
Yeah.
That really slowed things down, stopped our gigs. And so from then we've already been we were writing the second album as we were recording this album.
Wow. Okay.
We have songs in the works, I guess.
Okay.
All right.
Sick.
There's music being made.
Mhm.
All right. So for the last couple questions, we're actually going to shift away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Boom again.
Boom, chicka, pow, wow.
Okay.
Man.
I since it is on the government's dime, I would be going all out, of course.
Yep. So true.
But I think I would like surf and turf, like filet and lobster, right?
Yeah.
With a Shirley Temple.
Solid. That's good.
Those are so good.
For me, Taylor, what would you drink?
Shirley
The
Temple.
Shirley Temple.
Oh yeah, you just said that. My bad. For me, when I think of like last meal and I want to be like totally comforted, the first thing that pops to mind is everything at Domino's.
Ooh,
So
okay.
I would get like one slice, one wing, one of those cookie brownie things, one cheesy stick, bread, like one of everything.
Now
One
you've
of
got me
everything.
hungry. Domino's
I'm
smacks.
about to make some dino nuggies.
Ooh, dino nuggies, man.
Right?
Those are so good.
And I'll drink a Dr. Pepper.
Classic.
Dr. Pepper.
I mean, I love breakfast, so I just go with something simple, maybe like some French toast, scrambled eggs, and some orange juice.
That's good. Solid answer.
I mean, I'm a pretty simple guy, man. I'd probably just go with it's a good burger. With some home fries. Yeah, burger, some home fries, and then for drinks, probably like a very like the oldest they can find glass of whiskey.
Solid.
Yeah.
Solid. All good answers. So if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
Do I
I
get
like this question.
Do I get the abilities? Like, say, if I was in a mystical world, would I get those abilities too, or would I just be me?
It's up to you. If you want to be like a bystander, you can be a bystander. If you want to like be that specific character, you can be that specific character. It's really up to you. It's not, yeah.
I would go in the Marvel universe.
Solid. Good choice. Good choice.
Being a big ass nerd, there's a lot of places we could go from here. But recently I've been watching a lot of The Magicians, so I would probably say Fillory, but season 3 or 4 Fillory.
Okay.
I don't want to give anything away because that show is so good.
My mom likes that show.
It's so good. It's kind of hard to get into, or at least for me it was, because like it's a little cheesy, but it's still really good. It's like grown up Harry Potter without the turfs.
That sounds wonderful.
Right?
That sounds great.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where I would live, man. The Marvel universe sounds great, but like you got to think about like all the destruction that happens.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a superhero. I don't have to worry about it.
Exactly.
Okay, that's fair.
Or I guess a super villain wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, that's true. Man, I'd probably go to the Lord of the Rings universe, man. I mean, I would. I mean, I'm short enough to be a hobbit, I think, so I'd be all right.
Solid answer. It's good.
Go to Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like I'd be friends with Eduardo and Wilt.
Yeah, so true. Good choice. Good choice. We don't get that enough. I don't think we've gotten it at
I
all.
don't think we've gotten that at all.
Yeah,
no.
thank you.
So I've done our best and last question, and every single person we've spoken to has said the most important question. What is your favorite color?
Oh, green.
Um,
I'm colorblind, so.
Oh,
So great.
sorry.
my favorite color changes like every like couple days. But right now, probably like black is always like a staple, but there always has to be another color. So we'll go pink and black right now because that's what my hair is. So we'll just leave it at that.
All right.
Solid. Good choice.
I guess I'd say. Do what?
Oh, I just said like a light blue.
Light
Oh
blue?
yeah, I'd say like a very dark, deep, rich blue.
Ooh.
Like yeah, just like it's almost black. It's so blue, you know.
Mhm. That's good. That's a very good color.
Yeah, for me, like green's been my favorite color since I can remember colors.
It's a very good color.
It is.
Very, very good color.
So as I said, that is all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you guys would like to plug?
Just this
Keep
album.
an eye out. Yeah. Keep like listen to the album. Keep streaming it. We've been doing pretty good on streams, which has been really nice. But yeah, keep listening and just love yourself.
Oh, yeah.
I want to I'd like to give a shout out to Native Darkness Productions. They are the ones that recorded, mixed, and mastered us, and especially through the pandemic, they made it such a great process. So, big shout out to them.
Yeah, we love Hunter.
All right. Well, thank you for sitting down with us, guys. This has been Velvet Skyline, and we're the Good Noise Podcast.